Hey guys, it's Tina and welcome back to my channel and happy holidays. These past couple of weeks I've learned that things don't always go as planned. I've planned on doing Vlogmas this year on the month of December, but then it didn't go as planned, so I thought I'm gonna be uploading more than twice a week and just as much as possible during this month, but then last week I got sick and I didn't upload it at all. But here we are back. I feel a lot better, so I decided to film this video for you guys for a makeup tutorial that is inspired by GabXXReal on Instagram, and this is the look that she created, and it's actually an eye that is drawn on her arm. So I'm just always blown away by that, but how they do that with like makeup, just drawing eyes with makeup on their arms. Just the people that do that, they're so talented. This girl is in particular is so talented as well. I'm not taking any credit for this look. I just kind of added my own twist to it, and I decided to try and recreate it because this look is so pretty. I feel for New Year's Eve because it has some sparkles in it, and the just combination of the purples and the peaches, it looks so great. I'm going to obviously mine won't look exactly the same. First of all, this is not a real eye, and this eye shape is just perfect. Mine isn't perfect. It's a little bit hooded and also slightly droopy, so it's going to look different on my eye shape. And also, I don't have like the type of glitter that she has on the look that she created right here, so I just added some sparkly eyeshadows, but this is my own version of it, my own twist to it. So if you like how it looks like and you want to see how I created it, then just keep on watching. I really like how it turned out. Okay, so it's going to be quite a process. It's not like a too easy, simple look. I mean, it is easy. There's nothing too complicated about it, but it just involves a lot of different colors. I'm using a lot of different eyeshadow palettes and layering colors, one on top of the other. So just bear with me. Take your time with this look. Turn on the music and just go ahead and get ready with me. So I'm going to start by priming my lid with the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Eye Primer. I'm taking a little bit of my finger. That's too much. Whoop. Okay. And I'm going to just apply that all over the lid and on my crease up to the brow bone. Then I'm going to start with the crease shape. I'm going to take the Sigma Creme de Couture palette, and I'm going to be using this dark kind of plum purple shade, which is called Elderberry. I'm going to be applying that with the Sigma E45 brush. This is like a precise, fluffy, pointed brush. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to tap off the excess because I do have my face makeup on that I don't want to mess up with any fallouts. But I would recommend actually for this type of eye look that is dark and sparkly too, and like has these of intense of colors, to start maybe with the eyes and then move on to the face and finish off the eyes. Lastly, but I already have my face makeup on, I'm going to look straight down to the mirror and apply this shade in my crease, but going just a little bit above, just because my eye shape is a little bit hooded, just slightly. So if I open my eye like regularly, you can see that you can almost can't see that. So I'm just going to do this, like kind of stretch my eye out and apply it a little bit above the crease, so when I close my eye you can actually see it. I'm taking this color all the way from the outer edge to the inner corner of the eye, and again with this look I'm really taking my time and blending it. I don't want any harsh edges. I want it to be soft. I don't want anything to be patchy or too dark, because it's harder to blend it out too much rather than build the color. So after I have that, I'm going to kind of swirl it on the outer edges, and then I'm going to take an even darker purple that's a little bit more kind of pearly, more of a satin finish, and this is Deep Purple, this shade right here from the Lorac Pro palette. This is the original palette, and on that same brush I'm going to take this purple and apply it in the same placement where I applied the elderberry color, but just being a little bit more precise, closer to the crease itself, and just doing less of blending. And it's easier because I do have the purple underneath that's already blended. Then I'm going to swirl my brush like that on my hand, and then just lightly go over the outer edges to blend them out a little and make them look a little softer. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to be blending out the outer edges of this color into a more of a burgundy shade, like wine shade right here on the outer edges. And for that, I'm going to be using a fluffy brush. This is E25 by Sigma. And I'm going to take the ColourPop eyeshadow in the shade Stay Golden, which is not a gold at all. It's more of like a berry wine-ish color. And I'm going to take this shade a little bit on the very outer edges of that dark purple that I used first. And this is going to help blend the outer edges of that color and kind of blow them outwards and fading them into a lighter color. And also it's easier to see that way that it's purple, because otherwise it looks almost black. And that way it just fades into this burgundy shade really nicely. Don't be afraid to take the color all the way up to your brow bone if you don't have much like brow bone space as I do. I mean, if you have the same space as I, which is not a lot at all, don't be afraid to take it all the way up to the brow bone, because we are going to highlight the brow bone later on, and this is going to create kind of a transition and a barrier between the eyebrow and the crease. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to be moving on to my eyelid. And because I want the eyelid shades to really pop, I'm going to use a white base first. I'm going to take the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk and apply that straight from the tube all over the lid, but I'm being careful not to touch the crease itself because that way it will be too messy. For that, I'm going to be using a brush. I'm going to take the Sigma E58 cream color brush. I love this one for cream eyeshadows. And I'm just going to go ahead and start smudging out this white base all over the lid. Make it even. And when I get to the crease, I'm going to try and be a little bit more precise. So this is almost like you're creating a cut crease. It's not as harsh and sharp as a cut crease, but still it creates a pretty obvious like barrier between the lid shade and the crease shade. Just like that. I'm going to also apply just a little bit on the inner corner with whatever is left on my brush, like so. Now I'm going to start with the shades that are on the lid. I'm going to first take a small flat brush like that one and create more of a halo spotlight eye. As you can see right here, I'm going to take Cassis from the same Creme Couture palette by Sigma. And I'm going to apply this vibrant purple on the very inner and outer corners of my eye. Now, because I do have a sticky base underneath, I'm going to pad this color rather than like smudging it on. I'm just patting it. That way I get the most of the intensity of the color. And I'm applying that to the inner and outer edges of my eye, leaving a gap space right here in the center of the lid, because right there we're going to apply a different color. Making sure I'm just applying that all over the white base like that. And then in the center, I'm going to take the ColourPop Animal is Super Shock Shadow, which looks like that. Absolutely love it. It's a gorgeous kind of a corally peach with golden shimmer throughout it. I'm going to use my finger to apply that because that way they apply best and get the most pigmentation. I'm going to apply it in the gap that I left in between those two purple placements, and lightly I'm going to blend it into the purple as well, just to get more of a softer transition between the shades. And now to get a little bit more of that golden glitter that she has in the photo, like here, I don't have like an actual glitter, but just to make it a little bit less corally pink and more peachy and gold, I'm going to take another Super Shock shadow from ColourPop, which is called Flipper. This is probably my favorite eyeshadow from ColourPop at all times, and I'm going to take it on my pinky and just apply that right on top of that animal shade. And this shade is going to make it look a little more orangey and add these flecks of shimmer that I'm not sure if you are able to see on camera, but it looks so pretty in person. I'm like looking in the mirror, it looks nothing like in the viewfinder, but it's so gorgeous. Now I'm going to darken the purple just a little bit by layering another purple shade that's a little bit more burgundy on top of it. I'm going to take the MAC Oh My Mocha shade, which looks like that, just because I don't want the purple to look too like bluish purple. And with the same small flat brush, I'm just going to layer this shade on top of it. And then I'm also going to blend it lightly into the shade that's in the center, the peachy shade. Again, just to make them all come together like that. To separate my brow bone from the whole crease thing that's going on, I'm going to take a big flat brush like the MAC 252, and I'm going to take Nylon by MAC. Again, I know I'm using a lot of different shades and a lot of palettes. Just to use whatever colors you have that are similar. I'm going to apply that under my eyebrow like this. This is going to make the eyebrow look a little more lifted, give it a little bit more of a sheen, and just kind of separate it from the crease shades. Now I'm going to move on to my bottom lash line, and we're kind of going to do the same thing that we did on our upper eyelid area. I'm going to take Stay Golden on an E45 first and just apply it under the lower lash line and connect it on this outer corner, just to kind of blow out the purple that's going on right there, connecting it. Then I'm going to take a more precise brush, where is it? Like the Sigma E20, like this. And I'm going to take Elderberry, which is this deep purple plum shade from the Creme de Couture palette by Sigma. And I'm going to be applying that to my outer and inner parts of my bottom lash line to kind of match what we have going on the lid itself. Right here on this outer corner, I'm connecting it to the color that's up here. And then we're going to create this spotlight that we have on the eyelid on our bottom lash line too. I'm going to take the white pencil by NYX and apply it in the very center of my bottom lash line. Then I'm going to take my finger and kind of blend it out downwards a little bit. Now with the same small E20 flat brush, I'm going to take Animal and apply that right on top of the white base. It's going to help it stick to it better. And then I'm going to take Flipper and I'm going to use my pinky to apply it on top of it, but I'm going to also smudge it downwards just a little bit to create this effect of it like smudging downwards. Again, the camera doesn't pick up as much, but it looks really, really pretty in person. Okay, now I'm going to darken the inner and outer corners just a little bit right here under the lower lash line. On the very inner corner of the eye, I'm going to take a peachy eyeshadow by ColourPop. This is called Centerfold. I love this color. And I'm going to apply it with a small flat brush. This is E21 by Sigma. I'm going to be applying that on the inner corner, of my eye. And then on top of it, for that extra sparkle, I'm going to take Flipper again and apply on the very inner corner right on top of the eye. Creates a nice sparkly touch. For eyeliner, I'm going to be lining my the inner rim of my waterline with the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Crybaby, which is this light lilac shade. I'm going to apply that right here. And then on my upper lash line, I'm going to use the Ciate Fierce Flex eyeliner. And I'm going to apply that close to the lash line, starting from the center, just because that's what suits my eye shape. You can totally take it all the way in, of course. And wing it on this outer edge. In the picture, it looks like the eyeliner is not that obvious on top of the purple background. It almost like blends in with the crease in like dark purple black shade like here. So what I did was taking a black eyeshadow. I'm just taking the blackest black eyeshadow which I have, which is the Urban Decay Blackout eyeshadow. This one is from the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. And I'm going to take a small kind of a pencil brush. This is the Luxie 141 mini round brush. And I'm going to take this black shadow and apply it right on top of my eyeliner on this very outer edge, just to kind of blur it and blend it out into the crease and not make it look as obvious, so you can't really see where it starts and where it ends, and make it almost like blend into the crease. So I'm taking this black into the crease. This also emphasizes the crease a little bit more. And then I'm just blending it in right in between the crease and the liner, using that black shade and wing it on this outer edge. I'm also going to take just a little bit under the lower lash line, but only on this outer edge. Then I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara on my top and bottom lashes. I'm using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Now I'm just going to pop on some falsies, and I'm using the Eyeliner and Vegas Nay lashes in the style Easy Elegance. On my cheeks, I've already used the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso, just because it's a peachy color that I thought will really match and complement the eyes. For a little highlight, I'm going to use the ColourPop Lunch Money Super Shock Cheek, which looks like this. And I like using that with my finger because it gives almost like a wet effect. Can you see what I mean? So it looks not like too blinding sparkly or anything, but it just gives like a wet look to the cheeks, which I love. I'm going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks. And a little bit on the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, and the cupid's bow. And on my lips, I was debating either to put on some like glossy lip or a matte lip, but I decided to go with a matte lip just because the eyes are really sparkly, so I just want to keep everything else matte. I'm going to also use like the Baked Blush in Luminoso, which is a little bit more like a satin finish. So on my lips, I'm going to use the Deck of Scarlet Long Lasting Lip Liner in Belle and outline my lips with that first. And then on top of that, I'm going to use the Sigma liquid lipstick in New Mod, which looks like this. So that is the finished look. So that is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you will try it out. Again, go check out Gabby XX3L on Instagram, and she has a tons of pretty beautiful, just perfect works like that, and it's just so inspiring. So check her out, and make sure to check out the description box below for a full list of all the products used in this video, as well as links to them. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the little bell button to get notified every time I upload a video, which is twice a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays. And I guess I'm also going to see you next year already. And so yeah, this is the last video for the year. How crazy is that? 2017 has been such a good year for me, actually, after 2016, which was like not good to say the least. But 2017 was a really great year, and I hope that 2018 will be even better for all of you guys and for all of your families. And yeah, so enjoy the holidays, enjoy with your friends and family, and celebrate. And I wish you all a great, great year. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me this year, for all of your views, your comments, your likes, and you're just keeping going. And I love what I'm doing here on YouTube. So yeah, I really hope that you like it too. And I'm so excited to see what looks people come up with for holidays, for the New Year's Eve. So make sure to tag me and mention me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and everything. I really, really want to see your looks. I always love to see the glitters and the pretty looks, or if you're doing just like a bold lip and that's it, or if you're doing like a natural look, I want to see everything. So make sure to tag me. And yeah, again, subscribe if you haven't already, please, please, and I will see you next year. Bye.